I think for me, bro, we just need to get this done, bro. Like, I don't know where are you at right now? Because every week I keep asking you, you say you're calm. Are you calm?
I am calm about it. Do you know what I mean? It's annoying, but I'm still calm. You know what? But you know what it is, Saeed?
Yeah.
We're comparing ourselves to what everyone else is doing.
No, we're not. I'm not
No,
doing
but
that.
but what I'm saying is, in a sense that it's only the 9th of July. Do you know what I mean? This time last season, how many signings had we made? I don't know because I don't.
You know why it's different though? That was because of the Euros. There was Euros though.
Yeah, but the Club World Cup's on now, so there's still a tournament on.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know what you're saying, but the point is, in a normal summer, the first week of July, it's not strange to only have signed one player, bro. It's not really that strange. The only reason why it looks fucking jarring, is because we're seeing what everyone else is doing. Do you know what I'm saying? That is why it's annoying. It's more annoying because
you know why I don't see that, Rants, because I don't really see these guys as competition though. We're not in the same field as Arsenal, Chelsea, these guys that doing their thing. I don't really see them, bro. I'll be honest with you.
Agree.
I don't look at it like that.
We're not nowhere near these guys in terms of what we're doing.
I'm looking at it from our point of view.
100%. I agree.
We finished 15th. This was meant to be the season where we're actually doing things proactively. You feel me, broski? We're actually not being reactive to the market. We're being proactive and we're getting shit done. Yeah, Cunha was a good start, but this has took too long. For me, far too long. From when he originally said, I want to join you, which was 5 weeks ago, going on 6 weeks, and still we've not had an agreement being reached. I'm sorry, that is a farce, bro. It's not good enough. From Ineos, from whoever, it's not
great, but at the same time, Brentford are being difficult because they know that.
Are they though? Are they?
But they are, because they know that we want him and he wants us. So because of that, they're like, all right, cool. He don't want to go nowhere else, so we can dig our heels in.
But the thing is though, would like for me though, if you've got something that someone else wants, you're gonna do it in your own terms, right? Why do you care about what other people are doing? Like for me, if I've got something and I know the price of it, I'm sticking to what I believed is the true price of this. And for me, Brentford,
this is the point.
I know. It doesn't mean that you don't negotiate what you want. And Man United have got every right to negotiate. I'm not saying Man United don't negotiate and be silly and spend 80 million on Mbumo. But what I'm saying is, if you know that the price is going to be that and they're not really budging and it's been 5, 6, 7 weeks, time will not be on your side. You've got to come to some sort of like, an agreement.
Course, and I think that point that point is approaching soon. However, I think United are adamant.
When soon? Can you give me a time frame?
I'll be surprised if another week goes by and he's not signed. I'll be very, very surprised.
1 more week.
Yeah, I'll be very, very surprised.
Which should be the game against Leeds.
Yeah, I'll be very, very surprised. But you know what it is? United are looking at the market, and they're trying to make a point of, we're not going to get taken to the cleaners. Do you know what I mean? We just spoke about that Mason Mount deal. That was extortion, that Mason Mount deal, bro.
Yeah.
60 million last year of his contract, bro. Absolute extortion that was. Do you know what I mean? For a player of his level. And I like Mbumo as a player. Do you know what I'm saying? He's a good player, but I don't want to see United spending 70 odd million on him because he's not a 70 million pound player, bro. Like that's my opinion. He's not. Like,
do you
know what I mean? He's not.
He's not.
But I want him at Man United. But if we pay 70 million, I'll be happy we got him. But I'll be like, we got bumped. I'll be real because he's not a 70 million player.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of 70 million pound players in the Premier League.
No.
So it's one of them ones where man might say, in the current market, he's worth that. But I'm saying, nah, bro. Fuck the market. I'm saying he's not worth 70 mil. Do you know what I'm saying? Even what we paid for Ugarte, bro. You paid 60 mil for that guy. That was a bump, bro.
Yeah, that was a bump.
That was an absolute bump. Ugarte is a 40 million pound player, and even then, my 40 million.
Even that's a bit too much. Yeah.
I'm stressed. Do you know what I mean? 70 million for Mbumo in the last year of his contract is a joke thing. Because it's one more year left.
The thing is, like I said, I don't think United are in a position where they can walk away now. I think they have to stick to whatever they're doing right now, and they've got to negotiate, but at least now get a timeline for these lot to be like, yo, what are you doing? Like, like Brentford, to be fair to them, I've said, yo, this is our price. I reckon Brentford have just said, yo, 60 million up front or 63, similar to what you paid Cunha, but we want most of it up front.
Nah, but the upfront thing's an idiot thing because it's not a release clause. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know it's not a release
because
clause.
it's not a release clause, bun your upfront thing, bro. Allow it.
No,
We're not
but
doing no
why
60 million
not?
upfront.
though? Because at the end of the day,
That's foolishness.
go on, explain what. Go on.
Bruv,
Why?
most deals are not done like that. Do you know what I mean?
Let's talk about installments. I'm talking about what they have to pay up front in terms of, say now, for example, if it is 63 million or 65 million, they won't say pay that in front, but they want their baseline.
But they want the bulk of the money up front, but also they want very achievable add-ons. Do you know what I'm saying? That's
fair.
what they want, which is fair enough because they want to make sure, that they walk away with a guaranteed amount. And that's where the sticking point, I believe, is. I believe the sticking point is these guys want a guaranteed 65 million. They don't want 60 million plus 5 million in add-ons that we might not get. Do you see what I mean? Or 55 million guaranteed with 10 million of add-ons that we might not achieve. They want to walk away with 65 million. That's what I'm getting from this situation. And if they want to walk away with 65, they can walk away with 65, but the installments have to be favorable for us, innit? And that's probably where the sticking point is.
Yeah. But
you know what I mean? They're probably saying, cool, you can walk away with your 65, but you might have to hold a little 35 here, and then a this here, and a that here, bro. Because it's like, what do you think this is?
Yeah. So, especially if they're looking to reinvest that money as well. Because
exactly.
you're missing out. You're missing a player of Mbumo's quality, and then to replace that, if you haven't got a lot of money up front, it's going to be difficult for them to go and then spend their money. I hear it. But the thing, again, like I said to you, had we ironed this out early on, there would have been a bit more kind of like, I don't know, man, just a bit more movement and whatnot.
No, but I'll be honest. The reason why I don't necessarily think about the iron it out earlier on situation is because I think so much has escalated in this window that, for instance, Brentford lost their manager, lost their coaching staff, lost Norgard, and then you're seeing what other teams are doing. So they're probably seeing Forest reject 55 million for Alanga. Like, Alanga's going to go for like 60 mil. So then they're looking at the market and saying, well, boy, if Alanga's worth 60 mil, them. I think that's what's going on. I think that Man United and Brentford had an agreement. Do you know what I'm saying?
And they said basically gone back on it.
Yeah, of course. Because Brentford said they want around what we paid for Cunha, which was 62.5. And then we bid that and then they rejected it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they're saying, hold on, well, he's gone for that. He's gone for that. So actually, we want 65 now. You know them, and that's what they're doing because they know that we want the player and the player wants us. So it's one of them ones where they know that every single bit of money they get is important because they're fighting for their lives this season, Saeed, bro.
Of course.
So they're trying to shake us down a little bit. That's what's going on, and we're standing firm. But I think ultimately there will be a compromise.
That's what I was gonna say. There's a way of saying, right, cool. We're standing firm. We're not messing around. We're not folding, etc., etc. I hear it. I fully hear it. But there has to come a time where you understand that there has to be a lot to be done. You know what I mean? There's only so much you can kind of look at signing and be like, you know what? That's the one we want. I hear it. I don't want to walk away from the signing, by the way. I really, really don't want to walk away from signing. But I think there has to become a time where they have to give themselves a deadline and say, right, we've got other shit to do. And I don't see other shit getting done. That's the thing. If United were good at doing multiple deals, I would be actually all right with Mbumo taking long. If we got a midfielder in and we go and get, let's say, for example, a striker or a fullback in, I would have said, you know what? Like, why are we worried about the Mbumo deal, man? We got other stuff lining up.
You know what it is, though? I think that other things are lined up, but the Mbumo deal is the only deal, that we can financially put through,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're broke.
Before we sell players. And I don't think that they want to bring in other players and then not have the money to pull the trigger on Mbumo because Mbumo is a priority for us. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that's the reason. I think there's other things lined up for other positions, but we just don't have the money accumulated to do that yet. We need to move Garnacho on. Once we get that 100% profit for Garnacho, that's going to open up some doors for us. Do you know what I mean? Get Rashford's wages off. There's been rumors heating up that Sancho's making some headway in.
Yeah, he's the one that's looking very, very likely to leave. Like,
Yeah, which is great. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then the
That one
Anthony
looks like
one will
it's-
get done, but the Anthony one's gonna get done again because they know Anthony wants Betis. Betis want Anthony. I believe he gets done, but I think they're trying to see if they can get him for cheaper because they know he wants to play for them. So now they're fucking about as well.